Welcome back to the Green Yard and to another spring day here in Phoenix, Arizona. I have an unexpected video for you today. Part of it's a little bit sad and we'll go through that in a second. And then the other part's very exciting because we are doing a planting video today. So springtime is obviously a great time to plant a lot of our tropical trees, our flowering trees that we grow here and can grow here in Phoenix. You'll notice I'm not in the food forest part of the Green Yard, the tropical food forest part of the Green Yard. I'm actually over in our patio part of the Green Yard, which is very much under construction right now, which is why it looks the way it does and not quite as refined as our tropical food forest part. We're planning on actually putting in a big fountain here just to the left, as well as continuing along around our gazebo that we have here, continuing to plant more fruiting and flowering plants around here, kind of making this a really nice green barrier to seclude our gazebo here, where we have our small patio and our kind of like dining window and indoor-outdoor eating area. So the reason why this video is sad is because this here was our, and I say was for a reason, this was our monkey pod tree. It's actually lasted for a very long time. It's growing, it's about 15-20 feet tall right now. This was the first winter that I decided to not protect it because I thought it was a big enough tree. Plus it does get some additional heat from the black roof of our gazebo. It is metal, it's a black metal roof. So I thought it would be fine over the winter. I also didn't know that we were gonna have such a cold winter. Like I said, it's one of the coldest winters we've had in the last decade. So that was my mistake, and unfortunately our monkey pod seems to have not survived that really cold winter that we had here in Phoenix. It did great the other two winters, but unfortunately this last winter it did not. So I'm giving it one more month, trying not to lose hope. I know it's already dead, but I can't give up on it yet. I really love this tree. And so I'm giving it one more month, but I know it is unfortunately already gone. So I gotta put something in its place, right? So I ended up getting a Alphonso mango, which is very similar to some of those store-bought mangoes that you can get. And my wife really likes the mangoes you can buy in the store. She doesn't necessarily like the more nectary taste that comes with some of those fruitier varieties of mango, like our Carry or our Fruit Punch, even our Spirit of 76, which hopefully we get to try those and I get to do harvesting videos for those two mango trees this year. So I did pick up a Super Alphonso mango today, and I want to put it in the ground right away, get it established and let it start growing. The more it can grow during the hot time, the better it'll do during our winter. And I found that mangoes aren't too bad during our winter, and we'll go through that here in a second. So let's go ahead, let's get this Super Alphonso in the ground, and we'll talk more about its position and why I picked here in a second as well. Here we go. All right, so I picked this spot for a couple reasons. One is you can see it's already getting a little bit of shade. We actually have our Imperial Thai Bougainvillea that's growing up along the gazebo and has these really pretty pink and white flowers. So that's going to provide some extra shade for the mango. We also have a pretty established soil that's been in a mulch for the last 3 years that already should be lower in pH. It should be in a better position to accept this 3-gallon mango. If you can afford to buy a bigger mango, I would definitely recommend it. 3-gallon mangoes can do all right, but you kind of have to already have this established system. But honestly, you buy what you can afford. At this moment in time, I can't afford a $300 to $500 large mango, so I'm going with this smaller 3-gallon to get things going here. I have behind me here our birds of paradise, our miniature bird of paradise, which is going to be kind of in our herbaceous layer, our shrub, one of our shrubs. Okay, and then just behind that I have our monstera. I also have a day blooming jasmine behind me as well. And then this white tank back here is actually our collection tank for our condensation from our AC units when we have that. So that usually fills up every week or so in the summer, especially if it's really humid out. So I'm going to start moving away this mulch, and I'm going to position this mango as close as I can to our monkey pod, because I'm probably going to have to take the monkey pot out, and it would be a nice addition to kind of fill in this space. So let me go ahead and start digging here, clear away this mulch. So I just want to show you real quick. So here's this hole that I just dug out. I'm actually not going to add any additional potting soil in here. You can see it's actually really well broken down already. Like, this is amazing soil that we have here. So really full of organic matter. Like I said, this is about 3 years under a foot of mulch, and it's really broken down, really full of that organic material. You can see there's still pieces of mulch in here too, but this is really great soil. Lots of fungus and lots of everything else that you want to make your soil make your soil functional, make it so that these plants can thrive. So I'm not going to adjust anything or do anything. I'm literally just going to take the plant out of the pot, put it in the ground. Here we go. So I'm actually going to add a little bit more of this in. I would like the root flare to be a little bit more exposed than how far I dug down, so I'm making a nice little area there. Perfect. All right, I don't know how rooted out this guy is, probably not very much, so I have a feeling that a lot of the soil is just going to fall out, and we're going to get a very small root ball here, but let's find out. Our younger mangoes typically aren't rooted out when you get them. Although this is actually in really great shape. That is awesome. This is a really good mango. So let's go ahead and just slide it in here. Make sure that root flare is where we want it to be, which is actually perfect. That's awesome. So I'm going to turn it a little bit more this way, but that is a really good looking mango tree. Okay, cool. So now I'm just going to fill in all of this goodness back into the hole. Make sure that we fill it up, we get it positioned how we want it to be, and then of course cover it back up with all this mulch and sulfur that's been breaking down and everything too. All right, so there we have it, our beautiful Super Alphonso in the ground here. It's I'm really excited for it to replace this monkey pod tree. I'm sad the monkey pod tree needs to be replaced, but I'm excited that I have such a beautiful looking mango to replace it. Now, I was gonna say part of the reason I put it here is because it does get a little bit of afternoon shade. It's about 2 o'clock right now, and you'll see it has dappled sunlight, so that's what we want. But I actually have 2 other mangoes that I planted 2 years ago, and I actually have a planting video from our fruit punch. Those were both also 3-gallon mangoes, just like this one. They're actually thriving. They're doing really well, and they get sun until about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And even in our summer, they're doing really great. I've actually found found through having a few mango trees that having sun is actually really beneficial for our mangoes. They actually want to grow into that full sun, and they want to have that full sun available to them after a few years. Our Kerry mango, unfortunately, while it's doing great, it doesn't get that full sun, and I'm definitely seeing a structural difference between that tree and our other trees. So it's just kind of interesting how our trees work, and now that I've learned that, I can share it with you, and of course I can plant our other mango trees in spots that work better for them. So once again, I'm so excited. I'm ready for some Super Alphonso mangoes. And as always, live green, plant lots, and of course have fun. We'll see you next time.